How does the Democratic Party defend its legacy and find a way forward? I asked Hillary Clinton about the Republicans' latest attempt to repeal Obamacare and what the Democrats should be doing to fight back. So I wanted to ask you, we've seen this past week the senator from Vermont, the independent senator Bernie Sanders, and Democrats, more than a dozen Democrats, roll out a single-payer plan, Medicare for all. In your view, strategically, was it a mistake to roll out single-payer while Republicans are still actively trying to repeal Obamacare?
Look, it's an aspirational goal. I've long been committed to universal health care that's high quality and affordable for everyone. I know we've got a long way to go. And I am a very staunch supporter of the Affordable Care Act because it got us to 90% coverage and we only had 10% more to go. I think this last gasp threat that the Republicans are posing is incredibly serious. I don't think anybody should be spending time on anything else right now until we defeat it again. And that means all the energy that you can bring to making the arguments against it. Don't divert our discussion right now. Let's finish this off. They talked about repeal and replace for years. It was a fraud. It was phony. They need to be held accountable for that. And what they have put forward now would devastate 32 million Americans who would lose their coverage. It puts Medicaid on a path to be basically eliminated. Don't listen to what they say otherwise, because that's exactly what they're trying to do. It removes essential benefits, everything from pregnancy and maternity care and child visits and mental health and addiction services. It's a disaster. It's mean. It's cruel. So everybody needs to be standing up and saying the same thing right now. And if you are someone with followers and constituents who you can mobilize to make their views known or even speak on behalf of people in other states where there may be a Republican senator who can be influenced, that's what everybody should be doing.
Yeah.
And I'm tweeting about it, I'm speaking about it, because it's a lot easier to get from 90 to 10 than to start all over.
Yeah.
So let's make sure that while people are arguing the debates of this aspirational goal and the best way to get to universal coverage, that we don't put anybody's life at risk, that we don't deny people their human right to have health care. And that's what I'm going to keep talking about.
It's pretty remarkable that when it was called Hillary Care, when you were First Lady and were arguing for universal health care, the Republican response was Bob Dole's plan, which was similar to Obamacare.
That's right.
The party has changed.
Yes. Well, because they are in thrall to their biggest ideological, partisan donors. The forces at work in the Republican Party right now are really driven by ideology, religion, partisan advantage, and commercial advantage. And they keep saying, one of the Republican senators said the other day, well, yeah, it's probably pretty bad, but, we promised we'd do it. What a total abdication of responsibility to the people you are supposed to represent and to our country. And you don't have a better idea. So if you come with a better idea, let's have a debate about a better idea. And there's actually been some bipartisan efforts to try to come up with some better ideas. Those have been stopped now because the Republicans want to force through this terrible Trojan horse, making these claims that are easily dispelled. And I want to give a shout out to Jimmy Kimmel, who has used his own personal experience with the birth of his son to really hold the Republicans accountable. We can't let them get away with these outrageous, untrue comments. And that's what everybody needs to be doing. And we've got until September 30th, because once September 30th comes, then they have to get 60 votes. They no longer have the chance to pass it with 51. I'll breathe a big sigh of relief if we can hold it off and make sure it doesn't happen.
Okay, before we go, I'd like you to see just one more clip from our interview, how Hillary Clinton will one day explain what happened to her grandchildren. You have a granddaughter. You actually have two grandchildren, and I think she's about to turn 3.
She is.
About to turn 3. How will you explain this period in your life? She's obviously too young to have been aware of it, to understand it. When she's old enough to understand it, how will you explain it to her?
I have thought about that because whenever she could. I was so happy to see her on the campaign trail. She saw our campaign slogan, you know, the H with the arrow, and she would point at it and say, "Grandma," you know. And so, obviously, I am motivated by what we need to do for kids, for the next generation, not just mine, but everyone's. I think I will explain to her pretty much in line with what I explain in the book. I wrote this book for myself, first and foremost, to really come to grips with what happened and what my role in it was and what all these other extraneous factors were. Because I don't want what happened to happen again. And I lay out a lot of evidence. You know, I say to people, look, if you have a different theory, come with your evidence and I'll meet you at dawn and we'll trade evidence. Sure. Because, look, if you have a different theory, I'm open to it. But it's not enough to say, oh, you know, I won 3 million more votes. To dismiss my campaign, because it's not just me, it's 65.8 million people. And so I wrote it for them too. I wrote it for people who were so devastated by what happened in this election and continue to be, you know, just upset and even stunned by what Trump is doing. I want them to know it's okay. It's okay to feel like that, because this is abnormal. And we can't ever give up our feelings that there is something amiss with the man we've got in the White House right now. And I want them to read this book and get more ammunition and support for how they are feeling, because I think it's important that we never give up resisting and protesting against what we see is bad for our country and bad for the world. And I will explain that to Charlotte and, when he's old enough, to Aiden, because I have known a lot of presidents now. I've met them. I've worked for them. I was married to one. And I had disagreements with a lot of them, not just Republicans, on my side, too. But I never doubted that they were trying to figure out how to keep this big, diverse, raucous, wonderful country of ours together and moving forward, you know, with optimism and energy. That's not what we have right now. And I don't want my granddaughters and grandson or any child to feel like this is normal, that it's normal for a president not to condemn white supremacy and neo-Nazis and Ku Klux Klan and racism and sexism. It's not normal for, you know, someone to hold the highest office and to cavalierly talk about nuclear war and to be, you know, unguided, in fact, rejecting facts and reason and evidence. It's just not normal. So I will hopefully, at some point when she's a lot older, be able to try to explain that to her.
Former Secretary of State Hillary Rodham Clinton, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, Joy. Thank you so much for what you do every day.
More AM Joy after the break.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.